Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Bogdan here. Today we're going to be running Ruby Life Pools and we will be running a pretty low key just to show you what is the most efficient route in order to farm in the fastest time possible, in the best way possible, that juicy Valor points that you need to upgrade your gear. Very important, when you're running low Ruby Life Pools, this is not really a concern, but when you're running higher keys and especially on Fortified, one of the bigger problems are these dwarfs you can see right here. Earth Shapers, right? These mobs, they cast something called tectonic. You'll see it in just a second. And the problem with these mobs is that if you don't interrupt it, they will do a tremendous amount of damage, which can wipe you, especially as you're getting higher and higher in your keys. And this is not really something that I have personally struggled with because I do communicate this to people ahead of time. However, if nobody is aware and they just focus on the casters, because there are a lot of casters in these groups, then you might actually miss them. So I just wanted to throw that tip out there. It's always good when you're running a little bit of a lower key to have an eye out on some of these mechanics and practice them. Because this, for me, even though I am doing a extremely low key just to showcase this farm and the efficiency of the route when you're doing your Valor Points farm, I still believe that you can practice more and more for your high keys so that you can become better. On this boss, one very interesting thing is that she is going to demolish the tank with a bunch of spell damage casts. And the best way to do it is to try to mitigate them as much as possible through passive damage reduction as well as active damage reduction. And in my personal case, because I'm on a Demon Hunter, I have to use more of the passive one because I don't have a warrior where I can put up a shield block. I mean, I'm not a warrior which can put up a shield block, spell reflect, and do spell block and all of that, even pop shield wall, last stand, all of the beautiful stuff that can help them mitigate the damage. Paladins can also mitigate the damage on this fight quite well, and there are a bunch of other classes that can do so pretty well. Demon Hunters, they tend to struggle a little bit, not too much, but definitely Druids are going to get pretty trucked by this boss. So in the future, I will make a guide where I will talk a little bit more in depth about what are the differences between different tanks when you're running these dungeons. We will be doing some higher keys, definitely something closer to 20. Those videos, I'm not really going to showcase the whole run. I'm going to edit them down in a very digestible format because personally, I don't like watching videos that are that long. And I don't know if you guys want to do it. I don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. I want to do things quite differently. So over here, we're going to go and pull everything. We're going to interrupt that mob. We're going to come here and AoE silence, pop our trinket, do some more AoE damage, and everything should be good. Definitely focus the flame dancers over here. Focus kick the other mobs, but the flame dancers are the ones who have uninterruptible casts, which need a stun, a knock up, something like that. So flame dancers are going to be the ones. These are going to go on my focus. You can see over here, and we're going to focus kick them. So boom, that's a focus kick. Again, something that you want to practice as you are playing low keys. I am marking, not because it's a +2. Sometimes people have said, hey, why are you marking in a +2? It's just habit. I'm just exercising my muscle again and again and again. I don't do things differently just because it's a lower key compared to a higher key. On the contrary, I do things pretty much the same. I pull the same. The mob count is going to be the same. Everything is going to be the same. It's just that the mobs are going to die faster. That's the only difference. So I'm going to focus kick there. We're going to focus the big guy. Actually, we're going to focus the flame dancer. So you see, at flame dance, it was knocked up. I also used the AoE fear. I'm going to purge there. Perfect. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull this dragon. So you want to avoid this dragon at all costs, right? I'm just going to pull it simply because it's faster to do so than to actually try to avoid it. The key is pretty low, and we don't really... It's actually more efficient to pull it than it is to not pull it. The reason why you don't want to play that dragon is because starting at 50%, he's going to get a damage aura increase, which is going to make him do quite a bit of damage. You also want to avoid these mobs as much as possible. Don't get hit by the AoE from the elemental. And now we're on to boss 2. Now, a lot of tanks are having issues with this boss. And I think the reason why they do that is because they don't have enough mitigation. You can parry, you can dodge, you can block the ability that this boss does in order to put the stacks on the tank. So these searing blows, you can block them, you can parry them, you can do a bunch of things to avoid getting them onto you. They only start doing a lot of damage once you get a lot of stacks onto you. So when your stacks are very, very early, let's say she hits you like 5 or 6 times, right? If you get all 5 stacks, you're pretty much going to not have a great time surviving. You're probably going to have to press everything in the book. And if you're a certain type of class that doesn't have that, well, you know, you're just out of luck, I'm guessing. In addition to that, I would say it would be very helpful for certain people to try and look at their kit. This is my main recommendation, my main tip for tanks. Look at your kit and understand how your kit works. If your kit, for example, is going to reduce physical damage and you're about to take a very big spell, understand that it's only going to mitigate the physical damage, so it's not going to help you versus the spell. And, of course, vice versa. That is definitely something that I don't want to say struggled in the past, but I have not really been 100% clear on which spell mitigates what. And it's also because I did not know what the boss ability's damage was. Now, on this last boss, you want to focus the Big Drake. You want to get her to about 50%. Maybe like 55%-ish. And that's when she is actually going to transition into phase 2. The reason why I say about 55-ish is because if you get to land her another time, you will gain extra DPS time on her, which is going to make this phase 2, when they're together, much easier. This is the part that a lot of people are struggling with, even this group, on such a low key. Spreading fires are all over the place. Trying to be efficient. I mean, trying to be to speed things up without actually being efficient. Saw the druid died there. There was no reason for him to do so, but so happens. Oh, we got a bottled essence. If you like this video, I would encourage you to watch one of the other dungeon guides that you will find linked. And also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.